So God said it, huh? That you, yes, you will be a billionaire. Isn't that something? Not 1,000, a heir, not a dreamer, not another body rotting in a cubicle with a smile stapled to their face. A billionaire. And just like that, the room goes quiet. Friends vanish, laughter starts sour, family starts looking at you like you've grown 2 heads, and one of them's talking back. 'Cause they don't hear what you heard. They don't see what you saw. They're too busy worshiping their routines, their little predictable lives, their safe bets. But you? Oh no, you're infected now, aren't you? Infected with vision, with fire, with the kind of hunger that doesn't politely ask for permission before taking what it wants. Boast. Trust the vision? Huh? That ghost no one else sees. That fire behind your eyes they keep trying to put out with their buckets of doubt, fear, and tiny little expectations. See, most people, they don't really want you to win. They want you to stay within the lines. Smile at the camera, nod when you're supposed to, and if you dare to dream too loud, oh, they'll say you've lost your mind. But what they don't understand is you already did. You lost the part of your mind that needed their approval. You buried it next to the version of yourself that thought maybe they're right. So now, you walk through the world like it's already yours. Not because it is, but because it will be. And that, my friend, terrifies them. Because when you start trusting the vision, when you really start listening to that voice in your head instead of theirs, you become dangerous, unpredictable. You're no longer sitting around waiting for the stars to align. You become the gravity that pulls them into place. They'll say, "You've changed." Oh yes, they'll throw that word like an accusation. "You've changed." Damn right you did. You had to. You outgrew the cage. You stopped asking for permission to exist in rooms you were born to redesign. That vision, the one only you can see, it's not supposed to make sense to them. It's supposed to keep you awake at night, heart pounding like a war drum, reminding you that comfort is the enemy, that safety is just another word for surrender. You ever notice how the people with no vision are always the loudest? Always the first to laugh when you fail, the first to roll their eyes when you speak like something more is coming. And they do it with love, of course. They're just looking out for you. How sweet, how noble. But deep down, they know. They feel it. That discomfort when you speak like you know what's coming. Like you've already seen it in a dream. Signed the deal with the future and came back just to play it out. That's why they flinch. Not because you're lost, but because you're found. See, when you trust the vision, you walk differently. You no longer need applause. You don't crave validation. You stop chasing and start attracting. And that's a threat to every insecure soul still trying to barter their dreams for approval. They can't manipulate someone who sees the whole board. They can't shame someone who already accepted being misunderstood. And oh, they'll try. They'll mock the path they secretly wish they had the courage to walk, because it's easier to ridicule than to reflect. But let them talk, let them point, let them stare, while you build silently, brick by invisible brick. You know something they don't. You know that the blueprint was never theirs to understand, that the whisper you hear when it's quiet, the one that says go, even if no one claps, that whisper is divine. You know that greatness isn't announced, it's earned. And those who truly make it, they were laughed at first. Always, it's a pattern, a cosmic joke. The world doesn't recognize genius until it's already wearing a crown. So keep going, keep building, keep walking like the storm doesn't scare you, because you are the storm. And when they ask how you knew, how you kept going, how you managed to rise without their permission, you'll smile, not because you want revenge, but because you remember. You remember every time you trusted the vision, even when your legs were shaking. Every time you chose silence over arguing with fools. Every time you sacrificed comfort for legacy. Because you saw it, you always saw it. You saw the future in fragments, in dreams, in gut feelings no one else could translate. But you didn't need them to. You just needed to believe, louder than they doubted. You just needed to walk one step at a time, even when the path was made of shadows and no one was watching. You trusted the vision, not because it was easy, but because you knew pretending to be small was killing you faster than any risk ever could. Cut off what dims your light, huh? That's an interesting one. Let's talk about it, shall we? You see, the world, this world, the one you're trying to fit into, has a funny way of convincing you that dimming your shine is the key to survival. They'll tell you, stay humble, don't be too loud, don't take up too much space. Oh, they'll give you all sorts of sweet little phrases wrapped up like presents just to keep you in the dark with them. It's like they all want to sit around in their cozy little cave, surrounded by nothing, because nothing is safe. There's no risk in nothing, no danger in sitting still, and that, my friend, is where they want you. They see your light and they hate it. They can't stand it. They'll tell you they love you, they'll call you friend, but when your glow starts getting just a little too bright, when you start stepping into your own power, suddenly you're too much. You're too loud. You're too bold. It's like you become some kind of threat they never saw coming. Isn't it funny how that works? They don't want you to go. They don't want you to rise. But they don't want you to leave their little circle of mediocrity either. They want you to stay just like them, hidden in shadows, pretending that the light you've got isn't enough to burn down their fragile little world. And that's when you need to make a choice. A choice between standing tall, really standing tall, and fading into their dark, comfortable mess. Because when you're a light, you can't dim it. You can't snuff it out, not without losing yourself. And if you lose yourself in the process, what's the point of being alive in the first place, right? You think they'll respect you for playing small? You think they'll pat you on the back for doing what's safe? No, my friend. They'll respect you only when you break out of their mold. They'll respect you only when you stop being what they expect you to be. They want you to fit in their little box with the others, quiet, obedient, hiding your brilliance just so they can feel comfortable with their mediocrity. But you're not meant to be a shadow. You're not meant to blend in. No, You were born to burn, to blaze a trail they can't follow, and they'll do everything in their power to stop you from doing that. Oh, but you can feel it, can you? That whisper, that gnawing voice inside your gut, the one that says, it's time to go, time to get out, time to stop giving pieces of yourself away to people who can't see you for what you really are. You'll hear them say it. They'll say it with a smile, with sweet words and charming gestures, but underneath, oh, underneath, they'll be laughing at your light, mocking it, trying to put it out with their excuses and their doubts, making you second guess yourself until you start believing the lies they tell. And that's when you've got to cut them off. Not because they're bad people, but because they're dragging you into their storm, their chaos, their stagnation. Do you know what happens when you keep dimming your light for other people? You start losing yourself, piece by piece, until you're barely recognizable in the mirror. You stop believing in your own magic. You stop seeing your worth because you've been surrounded by people who can't see it. And that's dangerous. It's a slow death, a quiet one. And eventually you'll look around and wonder why it feels so dark when you've been surrounded by so many people. It's because you let their shadows drown you. And there's nothing more tragic than someone who doesn't even realize they've been extinguishing their own flame. So cut them off, not with malice, not with hate, but with the realization that your light isn't for everyone. Your brilliance isn't meant to be appreciated by people who can't even see the beauty in their own reflections. When you start stepping into your full power, when you start truly shining, you'll quickly learn that not everyone around you is equipped to handle it. Some will rise with you, others, they'll fall away. And that's fine. You've got bigger plans, bigger dreams, and the only way to make them come true is by surrounding yourself with people who don't want to dim your light, but instead fan the flames. You don't need people who shrink back in fear when you take up space. You need people who thrive on it, who celebrate it, who understand that growth means change and change is uncomfortable. So let them go. Let them fade into their little corners of the world where they can keep playing their tiny games. You've got a bigger stage to play on, a brighter future to build, and you can't do it in the dark. At the game of expectations, isn't it funny, all those rules they give you, all those little boxes they want you to fit into, be this, do that, wear this, speak like that, behave like that, but don't ever stand out too much. Don't shine too brightly, no, no, no. There's always some invisible line they want to keep you on. Like a little hamster on a wheel. Keep running, keep doing, keep trying, but never, ever cross that line. Because if you do, if you break free, you'll break their little illusion. And they can't have that, can they? People don't like to be reminded that the rules they made for you aren't rules at all. They're just constraints to keep you from doing more. But here's the thing they never told you. Nobody can define who you are except for you. Those little rules they try to force on you, those standards they say you must meet to be successful or worthy, They only exist because people have too much fear in their hearts. Fear that you'll do something that makes them feel small. Fear that you'll make a move that they can't or won't dare to make. Fear that you'll break free and show them what it truly means to live without these chains. You see, they want you to be like them. They want you to follow their script. Stick to the same tired plot lines that they've been fed all their lives. It's easier that way, right? For them. Easier to control you when you're just a piece in their little puzzle, fitting neatly into place. They love the chaos of their lives. As long as you're part of it, they don't want you breaking free and throwing their entire little system into disarray. They'd rather keep you in that rut, keep you dragging your feet, hoping that eventually you'll forget what it means to live outside the lines. They'll smile at you and tell you, this is just how it's done. Don't question it. But the truth is, they don't want you to question it. They don't want you to wake up and see that their system was designed to make sure you never grow, that their system was designed to hold you back. And that's where you have to choose. Are you going to stay trapped? Are you going to stay shackled to their idea of who you should be? Or are you going to break free? Because oh, you have the power to do that. You have the ability to make a choice and step out of the shadows of their expectations. But here's the kicker. No one's going to hand you that freedom. No, it's not going to be a nice, neat package with a bow on it. You've got to fight for it. You've got to wrestle with every little voice that says, you're not enough, not worthy, too weird, too much of this, too little of that. You've got to challenge every whisper that tells you to shrink down, to fit in with the crowd. It's a battle for your identity, a battle for your power, a battle for your future. Because the second you start breaking those chains, the second you start stepping out of line, you'll realize something. They'll try to pull you back. They'll make you feel guilty for wanting more. They'll tell you you're being selfish. They'll tell you it's impossible. They'll try to make you feel like you've lost the plot. But here's the truth. If you can't see yourself beyond the tiny box they've put you in, how can you ever expect to be more than what they told you to be? You're not just meant to be some little cog in their machine. You're not meant to live for someone else's version of success. You're meant to break the mold, to tear it apart with your bare hands, to show them what it looks like when you live without limits. Oh, but don't think for 1 second it's going to be easy. It's not. In fact, it's going to feel like a war at times. You'll doubt yourself. You'll question your every move. You'll wonder if you're doing the right thing, if you're on the right path. You'll face resistance from people who've been brainwashed into thinking that the status quo is the only way to live. You'll face pushback from people who are so afraid of change that they'll try to make you feel like you're crazy for wanting more. But here's the secret. They're not angry at you. They're angry at the fact that you dared to see beyond their limitations. They're angry because you made the choice to live outside their rules, to create your own world. And deep down, they know that they'll never have the courage to do the same. So, let them talk. Let them laugh at you. Let them question you. Let them try to pull you back into their suffocating web. You don't need their approval. You don't need their permission. All you need is to make a choice. a choice to ignore the noise, ignore the rules, ignore the expectations, a choice to be who you are, to stand tall in your own skin, to fight for what you believe in. You're not here to be someone's puppet. You're not here to live by their rules. You're here to make your own. And when you do, when you break free from their small, petty world, you'll finally see that the only limits you have are the ones you put on yourself. You know, they always tell you to be prepared, to be ready, to always be the best version of yourself, whatever that means. It's all about being prepared for the moment when the world looks at you and says, "Here, this is your chance. Now take it." But what if I told you that the real preparation isn't about getting all your ducks in a row, isn't about polishing up your resume or perfecting your pitch? No, 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 my friend. The real preparation is in the moment you've been avoiding your entire life. It's in the discomfort, in the chaos, in the unknown. It's in that split second when you don't have a plan, when you don't have all the answers, when the world around you seems like it's spinning too fast for you to keep up. They love to tell you that life's about taking the right steps, don't they? About being careful, calculating, making sure you don't make the wrong move. They want you to play it safe, to stay within the lines. But here's the thing. Life doesn't give a damn about your perfect plan. It doesn't care about your neat little path, your safe little bubble. It throws curveballs at you. It throws you into chaos, into mess, into things that you're never ready for. And you know what? That's where the magic happens. That's where you happen. Because when the world expects you to cower, when it expects you to crumble under the weight of the unknown, that's when you rise. That's when you get to show them just how unprepared you really are, and yet how you can turn that into the greatest strength you'll ever have. Think about it. Every person who has ever done anything worth remembering, they didn't get there by following some cookie-cutter formula, did they? No, they got there by breaking free from the comfort zone. They got there by taking the risk, by walking into the unknown, with nothing but their raw desire and their gut feeling. It wasn't about being prepared. It wasn't about having all the answers. It was about being willing to step into the chaos, to step into the fire, knowing full well that it could burn them alive. But here's the kicker. The fire didn't burn them. It forged them. It shaped them. It made them stronger than they ever thought they could be. And that, my friend, is what they don't want you to know. The world doesn't want you to know that true strength isn't found in preparation. It's found in jumping into the unknown with your eyes wide open, embracing the mess, the chaos, the unpredictability of it all. Oh, but don't think it's easy. Don't think for 1 second that it's all sunshine and rainbows. No, no, no. The moment you step out of the safety of your perfectly planned little life, the world will do everything it can to pull you back. It will try to make you doubt yourself. It will try to convince you that you're not ready, that you're not good enough. It will whisper all sorts of lies in your ear. It will tell you to take a step back, to retreat, to go back to the comfort zone where you can hide from the chaos. But here's the twist. Those lies, they're not there to stop you. They're there to make you stronger. Because the more you face those lies, the more you confront that inner voice telling you to quit, the more you get to see just how much power you really have. And that power, that's what will carry you through the chaos. But here's the thing. They don't teach you this in school. They don't tell you that life isn't about finding the perfect formula or having all the answers. They don't tell you that it's okay to not have everything figured out. They don't tell you that you're allowed to be messy, to be imperfect, to not have it all together. They want you to be a robot, following their rules, living in their world, doing their thing. But you don't have to live by their rules. You don't have to follow their script. You can make your own rules. You can write your own story. It doesn't have to be perfect. In fact, it shouldn't be perfect, because the imperfections, that's where you get to be yourself. That's where you get to define who you are. And when you stop worrying about whether you're ready, whether you're prepared, that's when the real magic happens. That's when you'll realize that the journey wasn't about getting everything right. It was about being bold enough to take the first step. It was about being brave enough to look into the unknown and say, "You don't scare me. You're just a part of the ride." So forget about preparation. Forget about having all the answers. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. There is no perfect moment. There is only now. And now is your time. Step into the chaos. Step into the unknown. And when you do, you'll realize that the real preparation wasn't in getting everything in order. It was in you. And trust me, the world will throw everything it can, but you'll rise. You'll rise because you stopped waiting. You stopped pretending you needed all the answers. You stopped being afraid of what was ahead. And that what makes you unstoppable. Oh, here we are again, another day, another chance for the world to show you how little it really cares about you. Oh, they smile, they nod, they give you all the fake encouragement you could ever ask for, right? But when it comes down to it, does anyone really want to see you succeed? Really succeed? Let's be honest, they don't. It's about them. It's always about them. Everyone's out there chasing their own little dreams, their own little fantasies, their own idea of happiness. And all they do is throw a little bit of that fake plastic support your way. Just enough to make you think they care. Just enough to make you feel like you're not alone in this crazy, messed up world. No one's going to give you the blueprint you need to walk through life with a smile on your face and a plan in your pocket. You're on your own, kid. But you know what? That's the beauty of it. Because when you realize that no one else is coming to save you, when you realize that it's all on your shoulders, that's when the real fun starts.